most importantly, we need to serve as role models to show that compassion and caring is just as important as anything else. And so now that I've totally ignored the script that put in front of me, see what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so we're back on track. I'd like to introduce the faculty on the stage who are assisting in coding the students. Dr. Mitchell Payne, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and a Professor of Family Medicine. Dr. William Gorski, CEO of Swedish American, the Division of UW Health, and our keynote speaker. Dr. Errol Baptist. Professor of Pediatrics and Faculty Mentor of the Gold Readers and Honor Society. And I have to admit that Dr. Baptist has one flaw, and that is he hoards golden apples. Anytime a golden apple is given to the best educator, and every year for I don't know how many decades, because of his dedication to teaching, Dr. Baptist is continually selected by our students as the epitome of what an educator could be. And then finally, Dr. Gary Fernando, who we're very proud is president of the Winnebago County Medical Society of Pediatrician, and a 2007 graduate of our medical school. So we'd like to recognize the sponsors of our White Coat ceremony. These individuals and these sponsors have a long-standing tradition of supporting this event because they appreciate the importance of it. They have provided the monogrammed white coats that we will be presenting to each student. And so please join me in acknowledging the Winnebago County Medical Society and the Rockford Medical Alumni Association. And so now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Harold Baptist, who will induct the 4th-year students into the Gold Readers and Honor Society. Dr. Baptist.
Good morning, and welcome to the first event honoring the Gold Humanism Awardees for 2016. The mission of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, known as GHHS, is to recognize individuals who can serve as role models, mentors, and leaders in medicine. The attributes of the humanistic doctor include integrity, excellence, compassion, altruism, respect, integrity, and service. This year, nominated by the peers, 8 medical students have been selected for the single honor. And it's my pleasure to be ready for giving this award.
As I read your name, will you please come to the stage and remain on the stage? Jenny Brown. Jenny has demonstrated humanism through her leadership in medical school by being president of the OBGYN interest group and vice president of the Catholic Medical Association. Her compassion and dedication to serving the community is evident through her service to the Literacy Council and ACE program. She is dedicated to serving the underserved through her involvement in the rural medicine education program. Jenny helps provide dedicated, compassionate care to underserved rural communities. Sarah Bunch. Sarah is passionate about serving the underserved, which has been exemplified throughout medical school as the co-founder and co-director of the Science and Health Immersion Program, which was created to expose Black and Latino youth to careers in healthcare and help students by raising awareness and building skills related to success within health professions. She was also active in volunteer work with the Latino Medical Students Association, the LGBT National Caucus, and the Underserved Pathways Program. Marco Martinez. In medical school, Marco wanted to foster his passion for caring for the underserved by entering the Underserved Pathways Program. He's been active in the Bridge Clinic as they work to expand services to the community and to cultivate medical student passion for serving the underserved in their community. He is a member of the Social Justice League on campus, which is a student group that explores and helps raise awareness of social injustices and how they impact Rockford. Vanessa Nienhaus. Vanessa strives to exhibit humanism in medicine through her commitment to helping the underserved. In medical school, she has worked at a free clinic here in Rockford, working to bring together a team of students that strive to expand the reach of the clinic and improve its services. She is also a member of the National Health Service Corps and has pledged herself to helping to fill the gap in primary care providers in this country and practice medicine in a medically underserved area in her future career. Congratulations. Santiago Tovar. Santiago has shown a passion for serving youth and the Hispanic community as an active volunteer with the Urban Health Program. He participated in a pipeline project as a mentor and advisor to underrepresented high school students that were exploring careers in medicine. He also worked as a volunteer with the Rockford Housing Authority Site and Hearing Center and as a volunteer to the local Hispanic community. Ben Weger. Ben has exemplified humanism through his community work and tireless support of colleagues. His medical school leadership includes being a UPP scholar and co-creator and co-director of the Science and Health Immersion Program. Ben has significant volunteer experience and is most proud of his work at the Rosecrans Adolescent Inpatient Substance Abuse Campus. Congratulations, Ben. Lawrence Yen. Lawrence has shown humanism through a series of activities, including a medical service trip to Ghana to work with patients on eye health and preventable blindness. As part of that endeavor, he fundraised to cover the cost of 40 cataract surgeries and 850 pairs of reading glasses. As a student in medical school, he co-organized the Campagna de Salud health fair in Champaign to offer free health information, activities, and services to the underserved Spanish-speaking population. Since coming to Rockford, he is team captain of the College of Medicine team at the annual ALS walk. Also being inducted today is Tony Logley, a true leader and president of the Medical Student Council, who could not join us today. Congratulations.
And I now invite all the new members of the Coordinated Board 2016 to join me in reciting the pledge by the Coordinator on Society and Youth.
I can think of no better faculty member than Dr. Baptist to induct and build on our Unionism Society. And we have wonderful students who are shining stars within our community here. And for those of you who are second-year students, the parents and the family, this is what they look like 2 years later, and they're on the launching pad ready to graduate this fall. So, although medical school is hard and has lots of components to it, also when you're in it, it goes incredibly quickly. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. William Gorski, who will present the faculty remarks. Dr. Gorski has practiced in Swedish American for years, I guess he didn't want me to say how many years, while also serving in a variety of leadership roles, including chair of family medicine, vice president of the hospital medical staff, president of Swedish American Medical Group, and chief medical officer of the Swedish American Health System. Dr. Gorski received a bachelor's degree from Kenyon College in Ohio and completed medical school at the University of Cincinnati. But by far most important to his education is he came to Rockford in 1977 to complete family medicine training at the University of Illinois College of Medicine at Rockford. So we have a local star that has grown up through our institution. I'll also just parenthetically add that I've come to the Rockford community about 2.5 years ago, and I owe a real debt of gratitude to Bill and to Fred Sears and the first row and then a little bit later to our program as they warmly welcome to not only the medical community but to the Rockford community as a whole. And so with that, I'm going to invite Dr. Gorski to give his remarks.
Thank you, Alex. Good morning, everyone. I thought you weren't going to mention a year, Alex, when you mentioned how long I've been in town. But, I have been here for quite some time. And Alex asked me some time ago to be with you all this morning. I, of course, was very humbled by his request. I have a tremendous amount of admiration for Alex and everything he's doing for the school. He's leading the school in very dynamic and wonderful ways, and we all owe him a lot of gratitude for that. And the fact that he would ask me to do so is not only humbling but an honor for me. I am so excited. Can I ask the students here, the students who are putting folks on put your hands up, please? I don't know exactly where they are. Great. So with no intent to offend anyone else, my eyes are going to be trained over here today. Is that okay? Because I am so excited for you. You are embarking upon clearly what I believe to be the best profession in human race, without a doubt. And I'm going to express to you some of my reasons why. The thoughts that I have to share with you today, however, I'm wondering if I even need to share them after seeing this marvelous humanism that Dr. Baptist just presented. Isn't that phenomenal? I'd ask that you recognize these folks again with another round of applause. They're doing so much in our community already, and my only hope and prayer would be that they continue to do so. As I look at you over there, I've got a sinking suspicion I'm old enough to be your father. So here comes another old person sort of telling us what maybe thoughts that he might have and what to do. But in the context of what I want to share with you today, I want to help you understand what I see as the core of the mission that we have as physicians to serve patients who place their trust in us. And very honestly, I'll be very blunt. And now that, as Alex has said, I'm now in an administrative role at the organization I work for, I often see, very honestly, physicians who have lost their way. And I want to share with you why I think they've lost their way. Not to imply that you're anywhere near that at this point in time, but to hopefully prevent that from ever happening. When I see it, I see physicians who've lost their way because they've lost their sense of mission. What is it that drove them to want to become physicians in the first place? What was their sense of altruism? What was their sense of wanting to help people? And I hope for all of you, please, I hope it has nothing to do with money or prestige or some presumed impact that you might have that has nothing to do with the care you're providing people, because it's a really short trip to not being very happy. But to lose that sense of mission I have seen it create frustration, burnout, and sometimes even worse. I've seen physicians leave the profession. Certainly, probably at the end of their career, sometimes even a little bit sooner. So today my goal with all of you is to impart what I feel is a sense of personal mission that I hope somehow might stick with you. What you see on the screen, I'm going to talk about this statement. This happens to be the mission statement of Swedish American Health System. And my wife Sue, who's right here, I do listen to you all the time. She said, Bill, if you're going to use it, don't make this an advertisement for Swedish American Health System. I will not do that. But this is a mission statement that I am privileged twice a month to speak to the new employees who come to our organization. It is the high points of my. We are obligated to devoting ourselves to providing the absolute best quality of care we can to those patients who place their trust in. But what I would say to you is, if you were a patient today somewhere, wouldn't you expect the people caring for you to be dedicated to that? It's a rhetorical question. The answer is yes. In fact, you would have a right to expect that. So first of all, we are dedicated to our patients to work to demonstrating the highest level of quality care we possibly can. I think that trust that those patients place in us is a sacred trust. It's a sacred boundary that they have and we have. But the second definition of excellence that I would like to share is a reflection on how we treat people. How we treat people. Often your patients will give you the benefit of the doubt that you are high quality providers. They will presume that you're well trained, which you are going to be doing, and as you do not. They'll presume that of you. But then how do you treat them? How do you interact with them? How do you respect and value what they are going through, what they are experiencing? And I believe that those two definitions are equal. In our organization, we say, we don't take the one and say, we're going to do everything we can to produce the highest quality care and not pay attention to how we treat people. That's not acceptable for anyone. I believe those two definitions are clear. You can get kind of scientific, and I think it's true, and you can say the quality of the way people feel they've been treated, and the quality of the experience you can create for them does play into their healing, the improvement of their clinical condition. It's true, and I think documented. But I would suggest we don't go scientific. I don't think we need to go scientific. I think we just need to be human beings as we continue to remain patients. The middle part of this mission statement talks about compassion. If we were to look up in a dictionary or reflect on our religious traditions, I think we would say that we would want to treat others as we would want to be treated. Now, I know this is also a rhetorical question, but I'd almost ask everyone here, has anybody in this room ever found it difficult to be nice to someone when you know you should? If there's someone here who has never had that happen, I'm going to meet you after we're done, talk with you, because you must be perfect. It isn't always easy, is it, to treat other people as we would want to be treated? And let's face it, in medicine, patients will come to us. And they won't be at their best. They won't be at their best. They'll be hurting, they'll be fearful, they might be angry. They either didn't start the day out, the week out, or whatever, thinking, I just want to access health care today, and I want to go see you. Better than going out and having dinner with friends or doing something fun. So patients often come to us in a situation where they're not at their best, and we're expected to be at their best. As the dean said, I practiced family medicine in the community for 21 years. There were clearly days when I was not at my best, and maybe the patient wasn't at their best, and I'm sure the patient went home and said to their family, I don't know what's the matter with me. It just wasn't right. But you know what? We're not perfect. We're all human beings. But in this greatest profession I implore you to try as often as you can to look for opportunity to display compassion to your patient. When I work with our new employees a couple times a month, I ask them, we can't do it because the room is too loud. I ask them to reflect on bad or unpleasant experiences that they personally have had in healthcare. And think about it for a minute and say, I think of the good experiences that you've had in healthcare. And then I ask them to share. So for a number of years now, every time, which comes up this Monday actually, several people in the room feel comfortable in sharing what their good experiences have been in their own personal life with healthcare. I have heard hundreds of stories over the last few years I've been doing this. The stories have been about life, death, birth, the passing of the planet. They've been about everything. And when I listen to those good experiences that people share, they often reflect on their interaction with their physician or their provider. And when they talk about the good experience, they will say these things to me. Someone took the time. Someone sat down. Someone explained things to me. Someone recognized that I was afraid and gave me information so that I was no longer afraid. Someone genuinely cared about what was happening to me. It was obvious that they cared. You know what I don't ever hear? Someone is just really nice to me. I don't do that. I think we all would agree. Would we all agree that we know that someone can be nice to us and not be compassionate? Isn't it possible? You know that. We can see through it. The opportunity that you have as physicians, certainly you're going to be nice. You have an opportunity to enter into the experiences of your patients and create special experiences for them by living out that way of compassion. I think we all have it in our hearts. We know what it is. And what I ask you to do here in your second year, always keep that in mind and never go to work on a day that you don't bring that with you. Don't check it at the door, don't leave it at the parking lot, bring it with you every single day. Last part of this mission statement talks about caring for our community. And again, as I say to my colleagues when they join as new employees, community, first and foremost, are the patients. And I would say as clinicians, as physicians, your community is your patients. If they didn't come to you, you have no reason for them. They are the reason that you exist. Please don't ever forget that. And I respect that. The second suggestion I would like to say to you is that, and this goes back to sometimes now in the role that I play now in administration, when I see things break down, is unfortunately where physicians don't recognize that there are a community of caregivers who need to work together. I see it unfortunately happen too often. Medicine is the ultimate team sport. The ultimate team sport. You may, whatever you choose to do, whatever specialty you're going to, you may wind up being the captain of your team, but you'll never be the head. Trust me. No matter how specialized you are, no matter how many this is, you need other caregivers to help you care for you. Always strive to respect and understand the value that your colleagues bring to the patient care experience. Whether it's the nurse, or the patient care technician, or the therapist, or the pharmacist, or the environmental services person, or the person who works in the cafeteria. Let me tell you, you will need all of them to deliver the highest quality of care to people. Everyone plays a role that I believe, as a leader, you need to respect. So here's my punchline. Healthcare has always been, and I've been around it for, it's maybe the year that I started my residency, so I've been around it for a long time. It's always been challenging. It's always changing. It will ever be changing. It can be very stressful, but it will always be rewarding. But it always has been, and it always will be about caring for others and service to others. And it will always be about honoring the trust that our patients and your patients will place in you. I ask you to never lose sight of what I believe to be the fact that we are no different or better than our patients. We are no different or better than them. At any point in time, we're just fortunate, and we'd be lucky to be vertical rather than horizontal. So when you're caring for your patient, understand we're blessed to not be in a position where we could be done at any point in time. I'm going to show you a video now, and I think there's probably a better background. This is also a video that we show our employees, and it follows on the screen that I've been sharing with you. And I think that you'll see it when you see it, and I'll have a couple of thoughts before I start with this video.
I had heard what no woman ever wants to hear. You have breast cancer. And I remember sitting up and go, what did you just say? And she said, yeah, you have breast cancer. It's confirmed. I walked out of the breast center and I stood in the lobby going, oh my God, what the hell just happened?
I had a very uncommon occurrence. When your pancreas explodes, as mine did, it felt like somebody cut me wide open and put a red hot frying pan in my abdomen. And that happened over minutes. I went from living my life to as about sick as you can be. Over the 4 months of hospitalization, I had 20 operations and major procedures. My wife literally camped out my bedside every day because we didn't know that would be the last day.
I had to have a CT of the abdomen. That's where they found out I had a mass on my kidney. I'm like, oh my God. Just to hit a word, cancer can blow anyone away.
I was driving home. I didn't feel right. My car drove off the median, dropped about 30, 35 feet. I had a seizure, broke my back, sternum, ankle. A lot of things were broken.
I spent about 3.5 weeks unconscious and really had almost none of my major organs working. And yet I was hearing many conversations quite sharply. My family had 2 discussions about end-of-life care. I had the thought how interesting it was that I was watching myself die.
When I initially was diagnosed, how it was presented to me could have been maybe a softer touch. And it's just scary. I mean, it's scary stuff to begin with, but she knew I was alone. All I was worried about was living. I wanted to dance at my daughter's wedding. I wanted to hold my grandchildren.
Having that fear, not knowing what the outcome is going to be.
I was being sustained only by tube feeds. I was unable to eat. It was very difficult to do almost anything. So to be reduced to somebody who's essentially dependent on others for almost every facet of your activity, daily living, is really difficult.
It's sort of a helpless feeling, especially when you're immobile. That's even more helpless because you really rely on them for everything. So having that one-on-one communication, because really you're waiting there and you're laying in that bed all day, and all you want is 5 or 10 minutes. That's it.
So during my ICU stay, I lost 50 pounds. Every time that the nurses and others came to turn me, to change the suits, clean me up, it felt as if my hips and my shoulders were coming out of joint. When you have completely lost your ability to care for yourself, you find yourself vulnerable and with limited dignity left.
Be kind to the person who's passing, walking a little slower than you. You don't really know what they're going through.
A lot of people tell me, oh, I know how I feel. You know what? Until you become a patient, no, you do not. Those feelings are entirely different. Yes, they are.
I can tell within seconds of a caregiver entering my room of whether they were in the moment and actually caring about me. It's a sense that you know if they're there to help.
Whether it's from holding their hand or patting them on the back. All those things end up being very important. Secret yard probably more important.
When I feel like I'm at the end of my rope sometimes during a busy day, and I try to put myself back in that bed. And then when I see somebody who might be angry, who might be frustrated, I remind myself what that feels like to be there. And then it makes sense.
So to the students, I believe this. If you never lose sight of the fact that the person you're taking care of could be your mother, your father, your grandparent, your child, your best friend, if you never lose sight of that, you're going to have wonderful, rich, and fulfilling career. I wish you the very best in your career. I applaud your excitement. I applaud your choice of career, and I wish you nothing but the very best.
Well, thank you, Dr. Dorsey. It's apparent why we chose Bill Dorsey to be our speaker today, and it's great to have someone who's come up through the system of UIC and embodies what it is to be a physician. So I know now I'm supposed to introduce Dr. Blevins, who's going to start the process of the white coat ceremony, but I'm not quite yet ready to do that. Because I want to go off script again for a couple of seconds, and I hadn't thought about doing this until Bill was showing that. And I was thinking that Dr. Dorsey and I didn't have a white coat ceremony, so we didn't go through this transition. And if I was a student, what would it mean that I got my white coat in terms of what that means as you go from a lay person to a physician? And would I feel like a physician when I got that white coat? And the answer is, of course, you guys can tell me, of course, no. But just because you get a white coat doesn't mean that you are a physician or you don't feel like a physician. Because you know what you know and you know what you don't know at this point in time. And that will increase exponentially. However, patients will perceive you very differently. When you have that white coat, you become part of the medical team. And so there's different perceptions that you need to be aware of. And the other thing I wanted to share with you, because I thought as I was watching the movie, well, when did I feel like I was a physician? When did I feel like I really made that transition? And I could say to someone that I'm a doctor. So it wasn't during my second or third year of medical school. It wasn't when I maxed. I was just happy I maxed someplace and I was going somewhere. It wasn't when I got my medical degree. I didn't feel like a physician. I didn't feel like I was competent to go out and take care of patients. It probably was somewhere in my third year of residency where I could just look internally and say, okay, I've become a physician. I feel that I've accomplished and gathered some of those skills that allow me in my mind to consider that I have the ability to interact with individuals in an empathetic, caring, scientific, evidence-based fashion, and that I can provide care. So I don't want you guys to look out. I want to disappoint you to have your white coat and it's like TV all of a sudden and use it with all those powers. It doesn't occur like that. People will agree with the powers, but the white coat doesn't. It'll be an evolution over many years, and this is one of those stages. It's one of those steps, and it's a traditional step, and as such, you will remember this for the rest of your life. But if you remember it now, transferred into becoming a physician, but I'm part of an evolutionary track. And so with that, I now introduce Dr. Kelly Blevins once again.
Okay, we're now going to introduce the class of 2019 one at a time. We're going to have the M3 students come in. The white coats will be presented to the faculty by our third-year medical student. Okay, Dr. Dorsey and his wife Sue, will you stand? This is Sue Dorsey. They have also, let's give her a hand. They are providing a gift today as well for the M3 students. It's a book, The Epidemic of Empathy in Healthcare. And we sincerely appreciate that, and the students will just take that as they exit the stage. So now will the first two rows please stand and take your place in line. If you're a family member and you want to take a picture, there are 3 seats. It's going to be a bit of a little traffic problem. So if you want to just slide down and take a picture and then go back to your seat, that would be fine. And we hold your applause until all the students are coded. one's in place. Kareem Alam, University of California, Irvine, a Bachelor of Science, Physics, and Mathematics, and a Master's of Physics from the University of California, Los Angeles. Shane C. Anderson, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Arts in Molecular and Cellular Biology. Andy Bays, Eastern Illinois University, Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science. Aaron Braun, University of Illinois at Chicago, Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences. Clinton Brubaker, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science in Molecular and Cellular Biology, and Bachelor of Arts in Spanish. Tatiana Carranza, University of California, Berkeley, Bachelor of Arts, Political Science, and Spanish. John Shia, Loyola University, Chicago, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Ryan Dahlberg, Northwestern University, Bachelor of Arts, Biological Sciences. August Enford, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology, Masters of Science in Medical Physiology at Loyola University in Chicago. Maritza Estrada, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology. Salvador Fernandez, Yale University, Bachelor of Arts, Modern Middle East Studies. Thank you, Dr. Stagnaro Green. Dr. Gorski, will you please come to center stage, and will the next row of students please line up? Michael Foster, University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Nadia Froning, University of Illinois at Chicago, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Sandra Giraldo, Queens College, Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Counseling, and a Master's of Arts in Biology. Stephanie Grage, University of Chicago, Bachelor of Arts, History, Philosophy, and Social Studies of Science and Medicine, Biological Sciences, and a Master of Science from Georgetown University in Physiology. Theodore Guild, Harvard University, Bachelor of Arts, History of Science. Ezekiel Hartman, Augustana College, Bachelor of Arts, Biology. Hillary Hyson, Harvard University, Bachelor of Arts, History of Art and Architecture. And Adam Held, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Biology and Community Health, Health Administration. Thank you, Dr. Gorski. Will the next row of students please stand? And will Dr. Fernando join me on center stage? Daria Jarsania, University of Illinois at Chicago, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and Psychology. Abdussamar Jamal, Stanford University, Bachelor of Arts in Human Biology, and a Master's of Public Health and Epidemiology of Infectious Disease at Yale University. Catherine Jensen, St. Ambrose University, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Jay Zhang, Case Western Reserve University, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry. Elizabeth Cade, Illinois Wesleyan University, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Dakota Lammy, Illinois College, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Nicole Larson, Butler University, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Alexander Leeds, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, Bachelor of Science in Physiology. Jennifer Lima, University of Illinois at Chicago, Bachelor of Science, Psychology and Anthropology. Thank you, Dr. Fernando. Will the next row of students please stand, and will Dr. Baptist please come forward? Alexis Yamas, University of Iowa, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Biomedical Engineering. Mary Beth Livers, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science, Food Science, and Human Nutrition. Melissa Magallanes, University of Illinois at Chicago, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Masters of Science in Kinesiology and Exercise Physiology. Catherine Malowitz, Loyola University, Chicago, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Rennie Matthew, Baylor University, Bachelor of Business Administration, Business Fellows, Economics, and Biology. Claire Maxey, University of Arizona, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Matthew McGath, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology. Allison Miller, Missouri University of Science and Technology, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Christina Overman, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, Bachelor of Science, Medical Technology. Carol Park, Northwestern University, Bachelor of Arts, Biological Science, and a Bachelor of Music in String Instruments. Daniel Principe, Loyola University, Chicago, Bachelor of Science in Biology, and a Master's of Science in Biomedical Engineering from Northwestern University. Dr. Baptist, thank you. Will the next row of students please stand and line up, and will Dr. King step forward? Bart Radzik, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology. Christopher Rivard, St. Louis University, Bachelor of Science in Biology, and a Master's of Public Health Practice from Wayne State University. Raymond Scheibel, University of Iowa, Bachelor's of Art in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Master of Science in Zoology from Southern Illinois University. Matthew Schroeder, California State University, Fullerton, Bachelor of Science, Biological Science. Michael Small, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Sciences, and a Master's of Science in Human Genetics from Tulane School of Medicine. Nicole Tobin, Bradley University, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. Cody Ward, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, Bachelor of Science, Physiology. William Weedy, Augustana College, Bachelor of Arts, Chemistry and Biochemistry in pre-med. Tyler Warnicki, Elmhurst College, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Hunter Winstead, Augustana College, Bachelor of Arts, Biology and pre-med. Samantha Winstead, Augustana College, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry and pre-medicine. Blair Wright, Illinois Wesleyan University, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Julie Zong, Northwestern University, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2019. Now I would like to invite Dr. Mitchell King, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, to come to the podium. Dr. King is a 1985 graduate of Ohio State University College of Medicine and chair of the Department of Health Sciences. He will lead the students in the statement of principles.
Will the students please stand and recite with me the statement of principles? I acknowledge and accept the privileges and responsibilities given to me as a student and dedicate myself to provide care to those in need. I will approach all aspects of my education honestly and integrity. I will welcome opportunities to learn from my patients, teachers, and colleagues. I will respect all patients and will attend to them with compassion and without bias. I will maintain patient confidentiality, be tactful in my words and actions. I will strive to improve the standard of health in my community and to increase health care for the underserved. Recognizing the privileges afforded to me as a physician in training, I commit myself to learning how to cure, relieve, and comfort with humility and compassion. You may sit down. I would like to thank the family and friends who joined us today. Dr. Gorski mentioned that medicine is not a team sport. Think of that. Medicine is a team sport. I don't know why Dr. Gorski would have said that, but so we'll do this one again. He mentioned that medicine is a team sport. And just as medicine is a team sport, becoming a physician is a team sport. That occurs with the support of the friends, the family, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the children. And all of that together is what is needed to help bring these young individuals into and sustain them in the field of medicine. And for that, we're very grateful. So it's great pleasure that we celebrate this rite of passage for the class of 2019 as they begin their clinical training. It's a bit difficult for me at this time not to reflect on my own career, so I'm going to talk for a minute or two before we conclude and ask you your forbearance. Actually, except for the second-year students, everyone can kind of ignore what I'm saying, because this is very much directed to you. I graduated from Minnesota School of Medicine in 1983. And unbeknownst to me, I was just beginning a wonderful journey into the profession of medicine. And it's allowed me to do things I never could have imagined. The first and foremost is taking care of patients, becoming integral parts of their lives, in health, in disease, and yes, in death, helping them have the best possible death and prepare for the best way that they can. And that's something that goes on a daily basis. Right before I came here today, I had to give a patient a call. I've been working on pregnancy and infertility, where this woman had been for 3 years trying to get pregnant. The problem was thyroid, we treated it. I just got a message this morning that she was pregnant, had her repeat gynecologist, very concerned that they'd be okay, and they were spot on perfect. And hopefully in the next 7 months we will take her through the pregnancy. And as part of a team, working with the obstetricians, the trainer fetal medicine, high-risk obstetricians, she will have a healthy baby child in 7 months. There's few things as gratifying as that in life. I also became very, very heavily involved in research and health policy. And for those of you who got to know me a little bit, I had no desire to get involved in research. It was the price of doing my fellowship, but very quickly came to love it. And in that career, I've traveled around the world in my field of scientific inquiry while making wonderful colleagues and helping to create national and international health policy. So I became involved in population health without ever knowing it. So your career can evolve as time goes on. And finally, and in some ways the most meaningful and impactful for me, I've had the joy and privilege of educating thousands of new physicians, with the newest cohort being the 55 students who are sitting here with their shiny white coats and probably will never see looking this good again until the beginning of the 3rd year. I wish you all a fulfilling and exciting career, including your time in medical school. Your professional life will lead you down paths you can never imagine. It sure has for me. Remain open to all of them as you decide what path in medicine is right for you. And most of all, never forget what a privilege it is to serve your patient and the trust that they place in you on a daily basis. And with that, I congratulate you, and I welcome family and guests, as well as our students, to join us for a reception in the Partners Pavilion and lobby. And I ask that all of our guests remain seated until the class of 2019 exits the auditorium. Congratulations.